Welcome back. This is House Party 5v5 in-house games coming to you live on Twitch right now. I'm Thunderdome and this is my great friend Lackluster.
Welcome back, guys. We are here for the third streamed in-house of the night, and I'm excited for this because we are seeing some familiar faces already.
Yeah, and we've had some phenomenal players coming out tonight, man. They just came out of the woodworks. All of a sudden, the community started blowing up on Reddit. So we're like, hey, we're going to host a multitude of these games. We've got at least 4 going on at once. Unfortunately, we're only able to bring one of them live to you right now. So let's show some appreciation for these players and their time. What do you think about the band so far, Laxter?
Well, Skarn and Mordekaiser, no surprise there. Echo Band, and was it Sir Longballs that played Echo last game, or no? Because he's definitely a familiar face.
Yes. Sir Longballs did play the Echo.
So they're banning out their own team there.
Yeah, maybe they just don't want someone else to have it. And Evelyn, too, so they're very jungle-intensive on the band. Skarner as well.
Yeah, honestly, not too surprised about any of these bans, except for maybe the Echo. That's about the only one that's kind of iffy, but otherwise pretty generic across the board. Nobody wants Sir Genghis on Garen either, even though he's not in the game. They're banning him on another Summoner's Rift.
I would not be surprised if Hellbizzle went Thresh. He's known for his Thresh play. He played in the Premier League for the last 2 seasons, so nice to see his familiar face back on the Rift here. Banus had a great game on Tristana, so I could see that duo lane for the purple team coming out big. Dark Water Pirate, he was in the last game as well, on blue side.
He was the Malzahar, and unfortunately for him, he kind of blew Flash early, and that did have an effect on his laning, especially versus that monster of a Kennen that was last game.
That is true. He just got huge on Kennen, and no one could keep him down. Okay, but enough about those past games right now. We've got Nidalee Locke, such an interesting champion to watch, and right now, unless she's getting traded away, this looks like a mid lane with the Ignite Summoner spell being brought out.
And I saw Aurelia being hovered there for a second, so I'm hoping she switches last second. I am
yeah,
not biased in any way, shape, or form, but yeah, please switch it. Lana Del Rey.
Not that your in-game name has Aurelia.
Right,
oh no.
Yeah, switch it.
Okay.
He still has time. He has
no
25
Theo.
seconds, plenty of time.
True. So let's talk about Gragas and Gangplank right now. Gragas, top tier jungler right now. He has a lot of early game pressure through his ganking capabilities, as well as that sustain keeps him healthy in order to do this. Gale's great as a tank into late game, as well as providing engage and peel for his team, but they're going to switch it on me because I just spent the last couple seconds talking about it. What about... Oh, no, it went back to it,
Hey, what about Gragas? What do you think about him?
He's a big bouncer and no one gets past him. What do you think about Fiora?
She is an interesting champion. That's about as far as my analysis goes. My matchups between her consist of Aurelia versus Fiora, so that one's pretty even. She's not that good in lane, but she does become a monster once you start grouping up, and she's able to get her ult the 4 procs of the Grand. I think it's called Grand Challenge or Duelist Challenge. Once she gets those 4 procs off in teamfights, she becomes a monster with the AoE healing. But in lane, it's very hard to proc them.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't actually played her yet, but it is Grand Challenge. I just double-checked on that. So, seeing Jax as a counterpick to her, she does have the Riposte, which will block any form of crowd control, I believe. And does it work on auto attacks?
I know the old one did. It worked on Nasus Qs, Jax Ws, anything like that. But the new one definitely does CC, so I'm not sure about this Jax pick.
Yeah, so if he's only got 1 CC, it could be odd that he picked Jax into her, which could be bad, but maybe they're just going with comfort picks because, well, you're playing with a bunch of people you haven't had hardly any experience playing with before, and you're against a lot of new people. And you've got to assume these people are pretty good. I mean, seeing their ranks going into the game, none of these people are bad by any means. And Nautilus getting locked in the jungle, that's something you don't see every day.
Yeah, he's alright in the jungle. Ever since the meta shift from the Cinderhulk, he's definitely been seen less and less. He kind of got banished to the Shadow Realm and put in support, and then even there kind of faltered to the likes of Braum, but I'd like to see a resurgence of him. He's really fun to play in the jungle, especially, and just show up to a lane and say, hey, you don't get to play League of Legends today.
Called that. He went Thresh. Right on.
Oh, yep,
okay,
there you go.
So I really like seeing Thresh. Death sentences are just one of the coolest skill shots to me in the game. A little bit of get over here going on. So we got hooks on each side, anchors flying as well, and we got a Vayne insta-lock. That is some confidence. We'll see how this old strategy plays out, Cotton.
And the Teemo counter pick for the blind. I'm gonna say that's exactly what it's for.
I don't like it.
Can't convince me otherwise.
I don't like Teemo. Not that he's like a troll. I don't think he's valuable to your team.
Yeah.
Yes, I know I'm probably gonna get a lot of flack for that. I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack for it. I know like mushrooms are pretty cool now that they changed them. He does provide zone control. The poison is a good auto attack, or not poison. The blind's a good auto attack deterrent, but not that effective.
Yeah, why pick Teemo when you can just pick Draven? Kind of getting back into the spotlight after Sneaky went ham on him this past week. But none of that matters because Lucian's picked. Or hovered.
Hovered, yeah. B-News keeping it mysterious for us. We never know where he goes. And we got Ahri for Darkwater Pirate. So that could be a pretty effective champion in terms of the roaming capabilities, because Cassiopeia can't really keep up in roams, although Cassiopeia is a massive lane bully, and late game her scaling is astounding. Her team fight is just going to be so strong that they can keep her protected.
And I hope that Thresh gets a relatively early Zeke's Harbinger, because it's very good with Cassiopeia, especially late game because of that 20% extra AP. She can get up to, I don't know, probably in a normal game about 1500 AP, I'd say.
It might be difficult for her because Jax is going to be able to jump in on her, and if Nautilus can get in range, his ultimate will be able to lock her down. I wish Insane would go Lens right now, because there's so much hard CC between Charm, between Jax's stun, between In's Condemn if she can get one off, that Cassiopeia needs that defense to fight.
Well, I hope they realize that they don't have a smite on the blue side. It may be too little. Oh, nope, they switch it at the last second. Good. Alright, Nidalee has smite.
Okay.
All's good with the world.
Well, embarrassing to say the least.
Yeah, you can smite champions now, but maybe in the 2016 year we'll be able to ignite creeps, but like back in the old days, if you remember that time.
I did not play back then, so I'm gonna act like that didn't happen. Not really.
Yeah, we'll go to a world of nostalgia where Twisted Fate had a teleport on a, I think it was his W or E, I can't remember, instead of his ult. His ult was AoE slow, and you could ignite minions.
Okay, what I just realized, I saw it earlier, but now I'm going to make a comment about it. News went Tristana, so I called Purple Team's bot lane, just want to take credit for that, because, you know, I'm arrogant. Whatever you want to call me. But he did have a great game on Tristana, so I'm excited to see what he can do this time. Hellbizzle is a great support, so hope they don't let me down, and I'd just probably caster cursed them.
Well, I hope you didn't, because Tristana Thresh is always fun to watch, especially when paired against the likes of Vayne. I hope they just non-stop charge at her. Well, maybe for her sake, I hope they don't, but it's definitely a hard lane to survive as the Vayne. If she does, she'll come out on top, but it's going to be a long lane for her.
She does have Nautilus to play a little bit of peel and support, so if Thresh does come out of position, Nautilus can be like, boom, anchor, get him locked down, and he's kind of squishy at the start, even though he's a tanky-oriented support, so that it's going to be on Sir Longballs and Infamous daily to not get behind early on, and maybe the Nidalee early jungle pick will definitely help that pressure.
Yeah, and in terms of jungle, well, pathing and, you know, early game relative power strengths, I guess you could call it, they're about the same. Gragas and Nidalee are on even terms for different reasons. Gragas gives you that CC lock. He can pretty much interrupt a bunch of sort of teleporting or blink spells. However, he lacks a little bit in damage, and he also comes in with a slow. However, Nidalee's on the other side of the spectrum. She doesn't really have much CC other than red buff, but she does come in with a lot of damage.
Yeah, blue team's probably going to be looking more picks, whereas purple team's going to want to fight full 5-on-5. to get the most, I guess, benefit out of their compositions from what we can see right now.
Yeah, Purple has a good kind of disruptive team fight where they might start to do a little tussle or showdown in the mid lane, and then Gragas throws an ult, separates the team in half, and Cassie and Tristana just rip through them.
Alright, well we'll see how this actually transpires once we load onto the Rift in a few moments here. Just wanted to thank everyone for their support for our House Party 5v5 community so far, all those participating in the games as well as our viewers, and those still trying to get into games. We are hosting them throughout the evening. Just join our in-game chat room for the in-houses. Too many ins, not enough outs, because once you get in here, you're going to be hooked, and you're not going to want to get out. See you on the Rift. And we're back! Thank you everyone. House Party 5v5 here. I'm Thunderdome and we got Lackluster here.
Welcome back, guys. We are loaded into the Rift. I am very excited for this game. We have Thunderdome being the prophet, the messiah, predicting the Thresh Tristana bot lane. So go ahead and make some predictions and I will hold you to it.
Let's hope they actually play out, because I talked up Hellbizzle and Banuz quite a bit in Champ Select. And I'm by no means trying to show any favoritism. It's just I've seen them play before, and they're great players. But on the opposite side, we've got a lot of wild cards in terms of MXE, Ariana, yeah, and Infamous Daily. We have not seen play yet. So this, I mean, it's League of Legends. Anything can happen.
And you never know, perhaps the prior showings of the people we've seen have been on, you know, maybe not their primary role or even their primary champion. We see Darkwater Pirate is actually going top as Jax this game. And last game he went mid as Malzahar, so maybe top lane is more of his forte, and he was kind of pushed into a position he wasn't familiar with.
That is a valid point, and already Insane is getting some early poison pucks from on Cassiopeia, so that passive gets rolling and it can accelerate her way into the mid and late game. With those extra buffs, she can become a massive and force to reckon with later on.
And talk about level 2 power spikes, Cassiopeia has one as well. I mean, once you get the what is it called, the Twin Fangs, and you land one poison, I mean that's a guaranteed 300 to 400 damage right there.
Guaranteed. But
guaranteed, Aurelia.
All realness.
We'll get them out of our system.
She's a lane bull. She's a little snake when it comes down to it. Ahri's taken a little bit of damage, but you expect that type of harass. And one thing I want to touch on in the bottom lane is Thresh works amazing against melee range supports. The flay damage on his auto attack proc is enough harassment to make a support want to think twice about trying to zone you off. Level 2 hit by the mid laners. We'll see if anything happens.
I was waiting for her to go in, but she's playing fairly reserved, is staying pretty content with just keeping her mana and health low.
Yeah, I mean, that's a safe way to play. I know that was pretty redundant and clearly obvious. However, when you're up against somebody completely new, you want to get a feel for them before you try to make anything too aggressive.
And it looks like we have a pause coming in. Yeah, Darkwater Pirate looks like he hasn't connected quite yet. So they're going to wait for him to reconnect, looks like.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't move or buy anything from the start, but I was kind of hoping he would get moving. So, we'll see how this plays out. What do you think about the jungler matchup? They're both pretty early game oriented in terms of their pressure.
Yeah, so in terms of pressure, like I think I touched on a little bit earlier, they're around the same. However, mid-game fights, I've got to give it to Nidalee. You know, she's just able to nearly one-shot people with her execute on her Cougar form. and she's very mobile compared to Gragas as well. She's able to get around the map, place down wards, place down her bushwhack as well, and for those reasons, she's just a very strong mid-game champion. And then, you know, once things come towards late game, I would give the edge towards Gragas just because he builds tanky. Tankiness is a stat that allows for more mistakes than building damage. You're able to not be able to be punished as hard if you make a slight misstep or something like that. And for that reason, Gragas building tanky is more forgiving, as well as his ult will be very important in making.
Which is why the high risk, high reward of dealing damage comes into play. If Nidalee does get it snowballing for blue side, she could put essentially pressure on all 3 lanes without having to be in any of those lanes. Just the fear of a fed Nidalee coming in to gank you is enough to make you not make that aggressive move, even if the opportunity was prime for it.
And as you say that now, she's actually poised in position to gank this mid lane. She's hovering around there, hoping that's not warded. And there's the spear.
The cat catches the snake with the spear. Instant flash, a beautiful reaction from Insane, dodges the charm. However, Flash is burned, and I believe Ariana, I can't even say her name, I apologize. Ariana is gonna be able to punish that laning later on in the next, well, within the next 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, just think Ariana, but a little bit more sophisticated. Ariana.
Alright, thank you for the support there.
Yeah, we've got Ariana Grande and Lana Del Randy in our game, so we've got a bunch of famous people in our game.
What? Oh my god, we're so cool now. Oh, Gragas getting the body slam right onto Nidalee. HARs zoning him off, and there's Gragas' early damage doing work. Nidalee doesn't quite have items, but the execute damage is down. Ignite is out. The auto attacks are going to Orb. Deception is out. One more auto attack. Oh my god, Ariana picks it up. However, Cassiopea's got the red buff now and is auto attacking Nidalee. And Nidalee's jumping away. And I think she's got enough distance to make this happen. The spear is dodged. Beautiful footwork. Calling for help. Is Fiora gonna come in? She's on the way, but Jax is oh, she steps up too far. Aurelia, wow. Fiora is getting damage down, and yes, the riposte does block his crowd control. Picking Jax into Fiora, maybe not the best idea.
Yeah, especially since he did it afterwards, like you said. He had the opportunity to pick really anybody of his choice, and he decided to go for Jax. So it looks like he's going for late game.
At least he can dodge her auto attacks, but then she instantly parries everything back. It's essentially just 2 seconds of nothing, and then she gets to stun you.
And meanwhile, during that, well, the tussle in mid lane and in the jungle, bot lane was actually going at it too. We saw Nautilus and Vayne get the slight advantage. They are pushing under turret and also popped Tristana's health pot. Vayne's at full HP and Tristana's sitting around half.
And another thing is, since Darkfire Pirate didn't have teleport up because he was forced to teleport coming in late, oh, Fiora gets a lot of damage.
Wow, that damage.
Yeah, and MXE is not able to affect the other sides of the lab of the map, leaving his mid and lane on red side to completely be free of any pressure from the jungler because they know MXE is top lane.
That's why you don't see Nidalee's really doing that. They said, oh, there's an all-in lane.
Spirit rushes in, gets instantly hit up. Is it one more Twin Fang? There it is. Is it enough? Oh my gosh, she escapes by the fur of her tail.
Speaking of tails and new skins, Academy RA, this is the first time I'm seeing it, so it's a pleasure.
Alright.
Yeah,
okay,
that's going back to what I was saying. That's why you don't see Nidalee sitting in lane for too long, because it's all about that early pressure. It's all about the fear of the unknown. It's not about, oh, look at me, I'm farming my laners, you know, CS or anything like that. Oh, might have to.
Oh, Nautilus is zoning a lot, but out of position. A nice play from Hellbizzle keeps Infamous Daily back. The hook lands on the minion. However, that was not the target looking for it. Ooh, a nice trick by Jax there. Leap strikes in with the stun ready, but moves out of the way of the riposte. Who's definitely outplayed really potential.
Yeah, that was well played by Jax, but unfortunately he's just down in levels right now, and he's also down in items.
And Darkwater Pirate on Jax might be in danger of being dove here. Gragas is lurking in the bush.
Yeah, it looks like he might try it. Yeah, they might try for a dive here. Jax is sitting around, I'd say, a third
that
HP.
lane gank.
This is an easy gank.
A lane gank is so intelligent to do once you have pushed the enemy into the turret, because unless Darkwater Pirate freezes it out here, it's going to bounce off the turret and instantly push back towards Lana Del Randy. And since Lana Del Randy's got the jungler waiting there, boom, 2v1.
Oh, I hope Gragas doesn't leave, though. It looks like he's not wanting to commit to this anymore. Yeah, he ends up leaving, and I feel like
the slow is down.
Easy.
The poison's down. Sidesteps the charm with the speed buff from the Noxious Blast. And is the Ignite enough to take him down? No. But Insane is going insane on Cassiopeia. That was too easy. I'm not using that one again.
That's the low fruit. That's like saying TSM amazing or something like that. It's too easy.
Yeah. Guess you could call it easy.
Hoon? But yeah, regardless, if Cassie had had her ult up, definitely would have been one dead fox, but unfortunately Ahri's cooldown is a little bit shorter, so she was able to Spirit Rush away.
And I'm going to talk about bottom lane right now. Tristana Thresh are a little bit behind in CS comparatively to Vayne and Nautilus, which is a little bit odd, but since they've got this wave pushing the turret, I believe Red Side's going to be able to get a lot of pressure on through poking, if they want to, which they're not. So, we're going to talk about this dive going down top lane right now. Nidalee lands a spear, however, hesitates on the follow-up, jumps away fearing the body slam of the big man. There it is, but he hits a minion. Explosive cast Jax right back into safety. Nidalee jumping in, slashing and pouncing in the Cougar form, but it's only enough to keep him off for a few seconds. There's a lot of focus top lane right now. I could expect to see a big play going down mid lane, because they know the junglers are locked up. There's the Orb of Deception. It hits through the minion wave and catches Insane. Ariana getting a lot of lane pressure in right now because... Oh, the Flash Charm hits! Orb of Deception's down! The Ignite's on! But Cassiopeia's turning it. Insane might be going down here. Yes, Ariana picks up the 1v1 kill.
And Cassiopeia, she didn't miss her ult, the stun. Ahri actually dodged it. She clicked behind her and dodged the stun and made it just a slow instead, which let her land a few more autos, and she didn't even need to use Spirit Rush to assure that kill.
That was just beautiful technical ability. Ariana showing a little bit of mastery in how to play against Cassiopeia.
And despite her falling kind of behind in the early game, she still is a force to be reckoned with. She's already picked up the components to the, it's escaping me. What's that called? Luden's Echo, there we go. No one rushes it anymore, so I forgot about it, even though it's been nerfed.
Oh, here's Gragas for the lane gank. Unfortunately, he showed a bit too early, and if he's not going to go for a flash body slam, then this gank is essentially wasted, and we got Ariana hanging out in the background. However, there is a ward in the lane bush, so it will be seen.
Great map presence by her to know that Gragas, through process of elimination, wasn't mid and wasn't top, so it was most likely
the
going
Flay
top.
is down, the explosive shot down. He's getting death sentence in, and Vayne is just standing there.
It's all a bait. She's about to 1v5.
It looks like a DC to me, unfortunately. And there it is. That's not good. Sir Longballs kind of got baited there unintentionally.
Well, that may have been the best thing that happened even in that scenario. If she had, you know, not DC'd and been active, she might have fallen victim to the 5-man gank as well. So, oddly enough,
that is true.
I think her DCing is probably the best thing that could have happened.
Fair enough. Alrighty, but I like the honor system going on right now. Red team recognizes that situation was happening and does not punish blue team unfairly for it. That's good sportsmanship. That's what we want to see in this community.
Yeah, props to the red team for doing that.
Uh-oh.
Although,
speaking of red team, Thresh is getting caught out. But is it Nautilus the one getting caught out? Vayne's using Dark Hour. It's her last chance. Gets ulted outside by the explosive cast. Tristana's locked down under the turret. Takes too many shots. Infamous Daily picking up the kill. Meanwhile, mid lane, there's a scuffle going on. And Ariana picks up the solo kill yet again. Showing her mastery. Does the spear hit? It does! MXC has sniped Hellbizzle. The Aura top lane. Lana Del Randy slays Darkwater Pirate, and a nice fancy footwork style duel.
Yeah, they don't call her the Grand Duelist for nothing. Honestly, every single lane going well, or all the kills going over to blue side except for the top lane, so I hope that Fiora doesn't get too fed for the sake of Infamous.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be hard to deal with the fed Fiora diving, especially as Vayne. Yes, you're highly mobile, and right now, arguably one of the best. Hey, here's the spear lands. MXE's at it again, sniping them. However, he flashes with the explosive cast on him, and Banuz gets the kill. Right place, right time for this Tristana.
A little bit too salami there, going a little bit too hard in the jungle when everyone was Mia, and she was about half HP, so small mistake, but yeah, not too much gain, not too much loss, to be honest.
Alrighty, so recap of the first 14 minutes of this game. We've definitely got a CS advantage, a topside for Lana Del Randy against Darkwater Pirate, mostly due to the DC at first. But other than that, everything else fairly even, except Tristana has a growing CS advantage right now. But that is combated by Arianya's massive kill lead over Insane right now. Descendants lands on Nautilus. He's played back. The explosive shot is down. He's got his shield up. So it's just a little bit of tickles. Charm lands. Arianya gets the Orb Deception flashed. Yeah, Insane. Nice reaction there to dodge the follow-up damage. Depths charges out. Tristana jumps away. Instant point blank spear from Nidalee. Sir Longballs. Can he get him? Yes, he locks down Thresh, helping his team pick up those extra kills. Infamous Daily gets one as well. That's 3 for nothing. Blue side turning it up.
And an 0 for 3 for blue team, even though the river was warded for red side. So it was a little bit too shallow, and so they didn't really have much of an alert system for this Nidalee coming in. And there's the prowess. Oh, alright, looks like Dally maybe dilly-dallying, if I may.
But they were pushed up so far, even once they noticed they were coming in on them, it was too late to stop it, and that's why you saw Sir Longballs drop the depth charge instantly on Banu. So even if he did get away with Flash or Rocket Jump, he would be locked down, leaving MXC to clean house.
This is a dangerous position for Jax to be in. Oh wow. That was really well done.
Getting low. Uh-oh, here's Dragus. He's in trouble. He gets the body slam. The barrels are out. He's getting slowed down. Explosive cast is there, but it doesn't help too much. Uh-oh. Can Infamous Daily pull off the 2v1? No, there's just too much crowd control and damage. Banu's still keeping the lead. MXC gets a little bit of jungle gromp right there before it's stolen away. And Arianya also had a solo 1v1 kill when bottom lane was happening for that 3v0 trade. So Ari getting snowballed like crazy right now. So Gragas responds for the middle. She lands the charm. Arianya getting slowed. Cassiopeia has the speed up, but so does Orb of Deception. Fiora jumped the wall with the lunge, but she's too far gone. That's a slippery fox.
And good on Arianya to keep onto her summoner. She didn't burn Flash. Wow, she didn't burn Flash, Spear Rush, or Ignite in that situation. She kept her cool, knew that she was 4-1 and could get away with those Sorc Shoes.
That's one way to tell a seasoned League of Legends player against someone who is still good, but relatively not as comfortable, having that discipline with your summoner spells.
Alright,
yeah, she's got a Spirit Rush. Yeah, that's a lower, lesser of two evils of cooldowns between that and Flash. Can use it to clean up some easy farms. She's got blue buff, not too afraid.
And I'm attempting to group, yeah.
Yeah, you talk about it. I'm hogging too much time. Go for it.
Well, yeah, Tristana, she finished up her Infinity Edge at around 16 minutes, which is relatively good pacing. So she's going to be able to shove down those turrets. However, Ari and Nautilus are very good champions for defending turrets. If one person overextends, then they just get caught out and chain CC'd.
Yeah, they do have a lot of wave on blue side. Through those two, sorry, not blue side. On red side, between Cassiopeia and Tristana, they have a lot of wave clear. However, Arianya does have a lot of wave clear on Ari, but it does take away from her assassin potential if she's forced to just use Orb of Deception on the minions.
And red team knows where everyone is at all times in the map. Just look at their coverage. They have, that I can see, they have 2 pink wards on. One's on
Yo, that's better than Verizon's coverage.
Actually, that's yeah, AT&T all the way. But they're getting ganked bot lane. There goes the ult from Gragas out. Alright, he goes on to Nautilus.
Vayne's tumbling, getting the third proc, almost. There it is. A nice kill pick by Infamous Daily on the end of the rocket jump. However, Thresh is doing his best to keep Vayne intact. The Death Sentence goes wide and hits a minion. A nice flash by Infamous Daily.
And that was pretty clean 3 for 2, or...
Oh, Spirit rushes in, the charm lands instantaneously! The Ignite plus Foxfire will do it.
Yeah, they need to switch up lanes or something. Cassiopeia needs to go top, Fiora needs to stay mid, because she cannot handle this RA anymore.
I don't think anyone can handle Ahri. Well, not
and oddly enough,
in general.
Blue side is actually down in gold. After all that, after having a 5-1 mid laner at 18 minutes, they're still down 400 gold.
Blue side does, however, have a top and bottom lane turret that are available for gold on the entire team scale. Because Red's got that lead because they have the turrets, but that's going to dissipate pretty quickly. Dax is eating this turret. However, Lana Del Randy's coming in to save the day. Maybe? Blocks the stun. Parries out. She's got the Grand Duelist on. That's 3 sides. One more. And she doesn't even need that last side, but wants to make it look fancy.
And this is what Jax has been assigned to. He's finished up his Blade of the Rune King, which will allow him to thwack on those turrets, so hopefully that's what he'll be able to achieve in these slow pushes while...
Nautilus caught between the dragon in a hard place, getting played in. Right now, Hellbizzle lands the Death Sentence, Explosive Cast is out, and that bomb's gonna explode, but Insane picks up with the auto attack. They need that on him, or her. They need to start carrying. They need to get Cassiopeia to late game in order to neutralize the other damage threats. Uh-oh, MXE going in on Thresh solo style. However, she gets Death Sentence. Tristana's rocket jumping in. Nice flash over the wall. Gets the natural healing. Oh, and the charm misses, but Ariana is still super fed and chunks out Tristana. Body slam is down. Here comes Jax. He gets the stun. A beautiful gaze by Cassiopeia to disengage the fight. However, she takes an extra turret shot on the way out. But Red Team still has the map pressure and will get this mid lane turret.
And they'll, conversely, that's answered by Vayne in the bot lane. Although I wish he had grouped for that. We see Cassiopeia, Gragas, and Tristana all in the red zone, so she could have had an easy triple kill here. But she looks like she's trying to assassinate Tristana.
Yeah, I mean, you know they're pretty low from the, not turret dive, but the fiasco that happened on the red side jungle. So you've got an opportunity to make this happen. Nautilus gets the depth charge down. Tristana's rocket jump is gone. He lands the anchor, and there's Sir Longballs picking up the kill.
Alright, so the patience paid off. Oh, and Fiora might be in trouble here.
Dax is in trouble. Fiora is chunking him. However, MXE is here to help. Darkwater Pirate, maybe you should have turned it there, because now MXE is in trouble. Lana Del Randy getting low, but she might be able to pick it up. No, Ariana has something to say about it. Charms Fiora with a beautiful type of her personality. Picks up another kill. Uh-oh, honestly, the anchor's out. Sir Longball has caught Hellbizzle. Vayne's chasing, that's 3 procs.
Oh, no,
gets hit by the Death Sentence, is trapped inside of the box. Ignite is down. However, Sir Longball's going to go down to the turret. Hellbizzle, beautiful flash over the thick part of the wall. That is not an easy one. Gragas knocks Vayne into himself. Death Sentence goes wide, but it doesn't matter because that's a red buff picking, and HR8 gets the kill cred.
Props to Red side for coming back in this game. Fiora's putting on immense pressure. Almost 3v1.
But here comes Ariana. Instant charm. Didn't even need the second part of... Oh my gosh, that Ignite's gonna kill him, isn't it? Oh, is this a triple? Maybe.
Alright, that's Cast a Curse right there. As soon as I said props to Red side, I will give no team snaps from now on because apparently it results in a double kill for the other team.
You gotta give it to him where it's due, though. Hellbizzle had a beautiful bait out right there. He gets Nautilus without the turret damage. Almost kills Infamous Daily while he's there as well. Charm is down. Ariana's chunking out H8R on red side. Their jungler is gonna have to return to base because MXE is here to put some damage down. Gets the procs down from Ludens, wow, Runeglaive. And there's a spear, easily sidestep. HSR says, nice try, but I saw that coming. I ain't no sin.
Yeah, good thing you stopped right there. Yeah, looks like Hellbizzle actually gonna jump in and talk about items real quick. built Mikhail's first item, pretty much. So it's the heart of a true support right there.
We can call it first item, because if you don't get support, Sightstone on support, then, well, you're not doing League right, and I will call you out for it. But
yeah, my support Katarina with Sightstone is legit, man.
All the shun pose. That actually sounds kind of funny. Okay, so Helbizzle getting caught out, the charm lands, Brianna making a name for him or herself on this champion. Death Sentence lands on the wolf, but it's not exactly what he was looking for. Oh wait, no, Ariana didn't pick up the kill. It was Darkwater Pirate. My deepest apologies.
Yeah, he picks it up, gets a nice 300 gold for himself, and that's just going to help him hopefully try and face this Fiora, but I don't see it happening anytime soon.
Yeah, Fiora's just going to keep getting stronger and stronger. Amanda Del Randy making it work out. And right now, Ari has Anya's Hourglass, a full item over Insane. Ariana is going to be able to go in, bait out key skill shots with that, and then set up his team as well. As Sir Longballs has got the crown control to lock down whoever they need to take out. Oh, Explosive Cast knocks Ariana back a little bit too far. H8R was a little bit off on his accuracy there, been drinking a little bit too much of the barrel.
And Ari did a great job, or Ariana. Hey, that almost makes sense.
I think I'll get it right by the end.
Ariana. It sounds like Ari, so there you go. But she did a really good job. She actually queued her Orb of Deception to wait to get the movement speed so that the Explosive Cask did not knock her backwards, but actually propelled her forwards.
I want to see Lana Del Randy set up flank here, because if she can get onto the back of Vayne or Ari, that's going to cause so much chaos that I believe Insane will have enough time with Banus dish out those huge amounts of T5 damage they're capable of.
It's so difficult to do that with the Nautilus, though. He's the king of CC.
And that spear! Yeah, MXC hits a beautiful snipe.
Oh, there's the
Gragas got the body slam in, the Plague, here comes the Plague, although Gragas might be getting, or Jax is blown up. Insane is getting killed right in the back line. Ariana's way in the back where Vayne's trying to clean house, but that's 3 people chasing her. Flash body slam, H8R makes the catch, gets the credit.
And just like that, they have so many opportunities now. They can Dragon, they can Baron, they can push. I mean, the world is their oyster, and they're going to settle for Baron.
That's a pretty wicked-looking oyster, man. I don't know what kind of calcium carbonate developed that thing, but evolution's a pretty cool thing.
There's no Pearl inside, but you know what? It gives you Baron buff and makes you really so good enough, I guess.
Alrighty. So we've got Red Team just now surpassing in gold advantage. Although, Blue side still has one more kill. The extra map pressure they're going to have with the Baron is going to be crucial to them forcing this late game team composition on Blue side.
Yeah, during that last fight, Ari did a good job, or Ariana. She went around the side and assassinated, I believe it was Cassiopeia, but she had to ult out because she dove into turret range. Actually, oh, this is a dangerous fight. They don't want to be starting this with Baron.
They're playing dangerous game right now. Fiora's getting, or sorry, not Fiora, Jax is now the one caught out. The instant turnaround, Banus flashing over the wall to get the extra damage down, but takes a lot from Jax. However, Infamous, with the help of Ariana, has taken down Insane. Red Team picking up the Dragon. Banus gets the last hit. A great thing for their side because they're going to be able to delay this team fight a little bit longer. However, Infamous Daily's on the chase. Nice flash by Helbizzle over the wall. However, Sir Longballs is on the chase. He gets the anchor drop. There's Ariana to pick up the kill credit. A nice condemn from Insane Daily. Blocks body slam. H8R gets taken out and Ariana gets her second kill of the fight. That's Baron essentially wiped out on all members. I believe Lana Del Randy still has Baron, but that's foregone.
Yeah, Fiora and Tristana just noped out of that fight. Despite being low, I feel like with Baron buff, they may have been able to turn around that fight. Oh, and Tristana does have Baron as well.
Oh, you're right. I thought she died. He died. Oh my god, and the charm lands. Ariana chunked him out. Instantly pops lasagnas. Banus is going to be able to get away even though the Ignite's taking, and Ariana putting up a nice kiting team fight. However, Fiora is there to help out Insane, who has gone extremely low from the poke. And that's going to be a kill for Lana Del Randy, I believe. Face the mountain's not enough. Here's the first lunge. The charm lands, but it's just enough to start running away. There's one lunge, another Orb of Deception.
And look at Fiora's build. She's building full lifesteal, and she even went as far as to build a Spirit Visage. This is really, really good itemization by Fiora.
Oh,
if you were looking, the Orb of Deception, they did no damage to her.
As well as the fact that if you look at the kill dispersion for blue side, it is so heavily concentrated on Ariana, their magic damage carry rate. Yes, Infamous Dally has some, but it's nowhere near the quantity. Uh-oh. MXE is getting caught out. That's an easy pickup for Insane. Using the kiting abilities perfectly. Uh-oh. He might be overstepped a little bit. Scrying Orb is out. They know where red team is. Blue's gonna make the moves now. They've got the advantage.
Immediate flash by Vayne, and that's a huge summoner blown. Cassie will be able, or actually her flash is up soon, so she'll be able to flash ult and set up a really good wombo combo with Gragas explosive cast to propel that Vayne forward and into the middle of a Fiora.
Tristani eating turrets for snacks. Banu's using the strength of his champion to keep red side in this game. However, Sir Longballs wants the fight, I believe. Okay, he tricked me. Nice bait.
Red side definitely has the advantage now, but they do need to be careful not to overstep their bounds.
Look at that top wave.
Oh wow, yeah, so if they can stop their backs, this is very dangerous. They have to be careful. Okay, yeah, they're just going to back off and send that. Looks like Fiora top. She does have teleport up soon, and it's time to defend.
Slowing down the minion wave, getting it poisoned the entire time, but that's going to be a turret going over to blue side. Uh-oh, Fiora might be cut out. Lana Del Randy's going to have to make a quick one. I think that was a little bit ironic. Is that Lana Del Randy? She did that song, right? Kill credit goes to Infamous Dally. Gragas throws the barrel for a little bit of zone, but that's okay because they wanted to be on the top side and to get their second turret of the rotation.
Remind me to never say the words advantage or has or red team.
Oh my gosh, Ariana going over the wall, gets instantly flayed back. Spirit rushes outside the base gate.
Oh, that is...
Oh my god, I don't even have words for that. That was so much damage. So little time.
And they can continue
the explosive
going.
cast knocks him out of the way of Hezbilzel's death sentence, and the depth charge goes and catches Gragas. Uh-oh, don't step too far. Tristana will punish you. Blue team putting on the momentum. They've got the advantage now.
And even after that push, they're good to go heal. They have a minute and a half for Dragon and another minute and 40 seconds for Bear. So even though they are recalling an awarded jungle, I mean, look at those wards by red side. That's just beautiful. They're still going to be okay. As long as Nilly doesn't get caught out. All right, she runs away, no problem. Stays for some more CS because why not? And they're actually looking for a pick here on this Gragas.
Probably going to try to pick it, but Vayne's right behind him. Condemns him instantly into the wall. Sir Longballs gets the root down, followed up by the Charm and Ariana. H8R, Blue splashed to get over the wall, but went right into the hands of the Fox.
Maybe they know what the Fox says after that. That song's forever ago. I missed that song.
Yeah, I kind of how it went, so I made something up. Anyways,
good enough.
Lana Del Randy pushing bottom lane, realizes might be in trouble, so he is going to port back to base.
Look at the itemization from red side. Even though Gragas did build a Frozen Heart and Cinderhulk, he's starting to itemize more and more for that magic resist. He's sitting on a Spectre's Cowl and a Merc Treads, and in addition, Thresh has the, I said at the beginning and now I forget, Mikhail's and the... Aegis. There we go. I was actually looking for Mikhail's at first, but I couldn't remember it. But yeah, he first bought that, which provides some magic resist, and now he's sitting on an Aegis, which gives even more, as well as an AoE to his team. So they're starting to stack that magic resist in hopes of shutting down the Ahri. But
as well as something I didn't realize, I'm going to interrupt you there. Nidalee, of course, is AP, but Jax does do a lot of AP. I honestly forgot about that.
he does, but this gives a huge opportunity for Vayne. She has Zeke's Herald.
Oh yeah, that's going to be huge. Vayne's infamous Dally is going to be critting like a monster. So blue team starts up the dragon. They think they've got the damage for it. They're cleaning out wards, but there's one snuck in the side of the pit. Sir Longball's is going to go to deal with that. Charm goes wide. Baron is getting burned. Gragas is in the pit. He explodes the cask outside, but smites too early. It's picked up by MXC, and they get the Baron. This beautiful spear over the wall lands. Ariana flashes right onto Canoes and gets the kill. However, Lana Del Randy and Insane are pushing the mid inhibitor. They take the inhibitor for Baron. A pretty good trade, even though they lost the fight 3-0.
They lost 3 members during that, and they lost Baron. If Insane and Lana Del Randy had just come to Baron, they were all so low. This is a huge advantage for blue side and another huge sweep.
They could have had such an easy cleanup. Fiora would have been dancing around. Insane would have dished out so much damage to the hit. Could have even Petrifying Gaze flashed onto the members, guaranteeing at least the slow, if not the stun on multiple people. That was such a turnable fight, they just weren't root for.
Yeah, I can't help but feel that was a misplay from the red team. But they did get an inhibitor from it, and it is the mid one, so that is pretty significant.
Yeah, that is a very strong one to have if you want to have general map pressure. And being that their only lane that had a missing inhibitor turret, that was pretty much their only option. But having bottom lane inhibitor is the strongest in the game if you're trying to have any kind of Baron pressure.
Yeah, the super minions are almost matched with Baron. I'd give the advantage to Baron minions in that one. But it is good that they got the middle inhibitor out of all the lanes, because look at how much they're being stalled.
And Tristana has to stand in a dangerous range to start wave clearing. She's the main force of the wave clear, and Banus does not want to get caught out by one stray spear or the anchor toss. So their lack of wave clear, and Ahri can just keep pushing the orb of deception down the minions.
Good 4-1 push by blue side. They get a free turret for it. Looks like they're going to disengage. And keep that Vayne split pushing bot. This is a really good tactic. Instead of splitting 3-1-1 or anything crazy, they let the super minions go top, 4 mid, and Vayne bot. It's perfect.
It's a great strategy, and it's one of the perfect ways to implement your map pressure in a way that the team has to split their resources to respond. I'm glad no one's going for a dive yet, because this could be super risky for the team. They're playing it smart, using Nidalee and Ahri to siege it out, and the Baron minions will eventually whittle these turrets down.
It is good patience by blue side, but at the same time, red side does need to start and hopefully engage soon. There's no better time than now.
Might have the opportunity here. Vayne is getting jumped on right now. News has got the explosive cast, jumps in, flashes on him. That's the explosion, and gets the one-on-one kill. Beautiful play. However, they lose it. The inhibitor topside for it. A nice spear lands. That was quite accurate. Ahri gets blown in the back with the blast, but pops Zanya's instantly. Tristana's doing damage on the outside, but it might not be enough. There's so many blue members left alive. Nautilus gets a beautiful pick. Sir Longball's make break in the team fight, and they get it. Blue side's got supers pushing in top. They might be able to end it here with 40 seconds on the death timers and only H8R left to defend. Jax gets the stun. Darkwater Pirate scares him off. However, they're getting quite low, and they don't have many minions left.
Man, well-played game by this Ariana. She ended the game 17-4. That's just a step. That's over half of her team's kills. And I can't wait to see the damage graphs, because they're going to be off the charts.
Wow, that was one of the closest net games we've seen all night. Well played by both sides. The very impressive solo abilities as well as some nice team rotations.
That game was close up to the end. I mean, I casted cursed people at least 5 times. It was back and forth and back and forth. But ultimately it fell upon the decision to go to mid inhib instead of contesting Baron.
Yeah, it's definitely some great strategical calls on the side of blue team to make that victory theirs, even with the deficit in the early game. to stick it out and have the patience to make the right calls in the mid and late game. Alright, well that's a house party 5v5.